Hey guys, I am finally back with an update. Sorry for the cat over here. I've tried to make this video a few times now and he won't go away. And if I close the door and he's on the outside, he bangs on it until I let him in. So, if it's alright with you guys, he's just going to hang out. This is Sir Radagast, or Sir Fatty, because he weighs about 21 pounds. So, let's get this update started. This update's going to go from weeks 10 to 18, because I'm currently 18 weeks and 2 days today. So weeks 10 to 12, my nausea had subsided a bit. I wasn't vomiting. I had gotten my appetite back a bit, which was wonderful. So I was really excited, hoping that my nausea was going to go away and I wouldn't have to deal with it much more. Unfortunately, it does come back. And then also at this time, I was experiencing round ligament pain, which at the time I didn't realize it was round ligament pain until I spoke with my doctor, and I explained to her the squeezing feeling that I was having in my ovaries, which just turned out to be round ligament pain. So during week 11, actually when I was exactly 11 weeks, I went to my first doctor's appointment, and we got to listen to the heartbeat, which was at 171, and also my doctor and I had talked about my starting weight and my goals to lose weight, and she wants me to only gain 10 pounds this pregnancy. Well, at the time I was still down about 3 pounds from pre-pregnancy from the nausea and vomiting, but that didn't last for very long. I haven't really been able to exercise up until this point because of the nausea. Even just walking from the supermarket to my car, I will get nauseous and I have to take a second, take a sip of water, and try my hardest not to vomit everywhere. Yep. Sorry, now there's a little tiny dog back there. You can see it. That's Bella Girl. They all want to be in the video. I'm sure my other cat will join us here soon. But anyways, so I know 10 pounds is not a lot. I'm hoping I can stick to it, but I'm not going to beat myself up if I gain a bit more than that. So then on to weeks, what is this? 12 to 14. 12 to 14, starting at week 12, I was able to find the baby's heartbeat at home all by myself with my Doppler, which was very exciting, and I can find her heartbeat every week, as I listen to it every week when I enter a new week, just to make sure that, you know, heartbeat's still going strong in there. So also, weeks 12 to 14, the nausea and vomiting were back in full force. For about this 2-week period, I was vomiting just about at least once a day, sometimes twice, being nauseous all day long, no matter what I did. Using pressure points to relieve nausea, ginger, medication, sometimes soda would help. During this point, nothing helped. I felt terrible, but that's okay because the baby is totally worth it. So weeks 14 to 16 were very exciting. When I was 14 weeks and 4 days, I had made an appointment to go to a private clinic to get pictures of the baby and hopefully find out the gender, even though it was a bit early. So we went in, and it was a beautiful room. It had like a theater, it was like theater style, so it had like big cushy seats and a giant like projector screen, and the bed that I got to lay on for my ultrasound wasn't like a hospital bed really, it was more like a chaise lounge. It was just huge and comfortable. And my husband had a really comfy chair next to me, and we each had a monitor at either side of us so we could see the baby up close. So the ultrasound tech is able to find the baby immediately. The baby's still very low at this point. The baby really likes to hang out very low and close to my back, which I think being close to my back, a lot of it has to do with me being so tall. I'm like 5 feet 9 inches. So anyways, so she had already said, while we were waiting, my baby had her, oh, it's a her, I told you, it's a girl. Anyways, it's hard not to say girl. So, she had her legs like crossed, and then her hands down, and her umbilical cord between her legs. Excuse me. So it was really hard to tell what she was. So the doctor, or the ultrasound tech, had me get up, do like jumping jacks, run around the room, do the truffle shuffle. I had to like kind of like tap on my belly to get the baby to move, and she would move like no one's business. And then eventually her legs just splayed wide open, and we got the picture. So I have them. Well, at first while the ultrasound tech was trying to get the picture, I said, I'm so sorry, we're not going to get to find out the gender today, guys. And she said, no, I've already seen what it is like twice. I just want to make sure I can get that photo for you. So she checked 3 times. It's a girl. So here are some of my photos. Let's see, I'll start with this one. Sorry, cat. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. This very top one, this is her face right here and her body. And it's kind of creepy, but kind of awesome. Because this is her face facing you. And those bright white things are her eye sockets, I believe. Yeah, right here. Her eye sockets. Anyways, I thought it was the coolest thing. And then this bottom one is one of my favorite pictures. I hope it comes up on here. Here's her face. And then if you see these little things, it's her little hand. It is up just like this. You can count all 5 fingers. That one was a beautiful picture. So I have those. And then this top one right here is her arm. And she's laying on my placenta like this. She was that way for a lot of my ultrasound. She just seemed to be hanging out. And then this bottom one is the one to confirm her gender. Baby girl, the thing it's pointing to, is, I think, her little nub is how they refer to it. Anyways, doctor said there's 3 lines. I got her little nub. So that's my baby girl, and I'm very excited. My husband's family is very excited. There hasn't been a girl born into the family since my husband's mother, who is almost 60. So it's been all boys. All of my nephews are boys. Love them to death, but it was time for a little girl. And we do already have a name picked out for her. I know a lot of people don't like to give out their names before their baby is born. They don't want people to steal it or criticize. But to be honest, this name is set in stone. I don't care. It's a beautiful name, and it's from something that my husband and I both love equally. Other fellow nerds will know what it's from. But her name is Elspeth Arlene Brooke. Elspeth is a warrior character who kicks some massive ass. And she's beautiful and just regal and commands respect. And my husband is actually the one who picked out her name. We hadn't really been like, you get to pick out if it's a girl, you get to pick out if it's a boy. It was more, he just had the name and I was like, that's it. That's her name. And we're going to call her Ellie for short. Her middle name, Arlene, is my mother's middle name. I have my grandmother's middle name. My grandmother has her grandmother's middle name, so I just wanted to keep that tradition going, and then Brooke is obviously my husband and I's last name. So I'm very excited during that time. Right after the ultrasound, we got home, and my aunt took some photos for us, and we immediately uploaded those to Facebook. And then I also forgot, I got one of those little bears that holds their heartbeat. I didn't plan on getting one, but they're so dang cute. So I'm going to grab it really quick so you can see it and hear it. So here's her little bear. We got a pink one, not because she's a girl, but because my husband's favorite color is pink, and he loved this one. So, there's her heartbeat. I'm sorry. I know I can listen to her heartbeat anytime I want, but I just think this thing is the absolute coolest thing. So, yeah, week 14 to 16, pretty awesome. Let's see. Looking at my notes again. So, yeah, vomiting had kind of subsided at this point. Only vomiting every couple of days. Nausea, instead of being nauseous all day long, it would be more like bits of nauseous throughout the day, which is definitely manageable. So now we're on to week 16 to 18, which is just about where I am now. So I'm urinating way more than I ever have in my whole life. I've had bladder issues even before being pregnant, so I used to go to the restroom about every 45 minutes anyways. So now it's to about every 15 minutes. Definitely trying to lay down in the evening. Not possible for me. It's like you lay down, you have to pee, you get up and pee. 10 minutes later I'm back, or even as soon as I sit back down, I already have what feels like a full bladder. And most of the time, it is just about a full bladder because I have an underdeveloped bladder, so it's not very big. So I'm very nervous I'm very nervous how my bladder is going to react and change with me through the rest of this pregnancy when I get big and the baby's laying on it. But let's see, so just a few days ago at 17 weeks and 5 days, I felt the baby move for the first time. And when people say you can't mistake it when you feel it, it's so true. It is hard to explain, there's nothing else that you've ever felt like that before. I was in the car on my way home, had some light music on, and then right about where I found her heartbeat earlier in the week, I felt just these little light, and people say flutters, but for me they're a little more intense than a flutter, but still fluttery light. And I felt about 3 of them, and then it stopped. And then when I got home and I was laying there, I felt her again. And then I didn't feel her again until yesterday, so I guess that's only 2 days later. But I was at work, and I was in the bathroom, and I felt her again, so that was nice. I haven't felt her yet today, but I don't expect it to be every day quite yet. So let's see. Yeah, starting from about 18 weeks, so only 2 days ago, I have started back to an exercise regimen. I was very hardcore into exercise before I was pregnant. I had actually lost 50 pounds, and then I got pregnant with the first baby, which I lost, and obviously at that time I was not emotionally, physically ready to exercise again, and I gained back about 10 pounds at first, and then slowly turned into about 15. So my starting weight for this pregnancy was 240, and this morning I was 245. So I've already gained 5 pounds this pregnancy, which is half the weight my doctor is allowing me to gain. So I need to get my eating back in order now that I can eat, now that I'm not nauseous looking at every single piece of food like normal. But the exercise that I'm doing is just a random, I think it's a cardio workout here on YouTube. It's like 20 minutes. It really does get, the blood pumping and really nice stretches throughout it. But if there's any pregnancy videos that you guys recommend, just leave them down below so I can check those out. So some other exciting news is on Monday, so 2 days from now, I have my next ultrasound to, double check that it's still a girl, hopefully. And I'm guessing it's my anatomy scan, because it's my almost 20-week scan. They made it a bit early for me, which was nice. But this way, they can, because at the private clinic, they don't give you, it's not like a diagnostic ultrasound, it's just for pictures and gender. So this one I'll be able to see if she's measuring behind or ahead, which I'm going to guess ahead just because my husband and I and just about everyone in our family were gigantic children at birth. So I'm going to guess she's a little ahead or right on, which is wonderful. So I think that's all I have for my last 2 months. Sorry if I'm talking super fast. I'm just really excited to get an update out here for you guys. So I'm hoping here soon that I can convince my husband to go with me and help me pick out a new camera, because I'm using my webcam now, which is not great quality, and I just think that if I were to have a better camera, I would want to be more apt to making videos and enjoying it, and I also want to have a nice camera for when Ellie gets here, because I'm a first-time mom, I'm a first-time parent, and I am going to go picture crazy like no one's business. So if there's any cameras that you recommend that aren't, super expensive, just let me know. Just leave it down below, and thank you guys for watching. Radagast here and I are going to go. Have a good one, guys.